just accepted a plea deal from the federal government on his gun case. He said, I thought this case was over, but I was going to get on with my life, but God don't make mistakes, and I'm tired of fighting. So I talked to my family. This is the right decision. Told my fans across the world to say a prayer for your boy and go get the new album.
It started like any other wild day in San Diego, but for Boosie, it became the exact moment federal agents had been waiting on. This wasn't a glossy music video shoot. It was an Instagram live, raw, uncut, straight from his world. To him, it felt harmless, laughing with fans, cooling with his crew, showing off the drip. But in a blink, that quick flash of steel at his waistband changed the whole game. The feds were tuned in. Screens froze. There he was, Boosie, clear as day, with what looked like a gun tucked at his side. With his history, that picture wasn't just reckless, it was incriminating. The clip slid quietly through inboxes, bouncing from one investigator to the next until it landed on the prosecutors already circling his name. By the time Boosie walked away from that spot, the silent hunt had already begun. Unmarked cars trailed him through the streets, never too close, but never gone. Minutes later, sirens cracked the air, red and blue flashing. The takedown was sharp and fast, no chance to speak, no chance to run. Just like that, Boosie's summer flipped from packed arenas to steel bars. At first, it seemed like he caught a break. State court tossed the original charge, and fans cheered online, saying the system had nothing on him. But the feds, they weren't finished. They came back harder, filing the same case on a federal level, same Instagram live video, but now with heavier penalties. And in the shadows, another storm was forming, the slow burn of tension between Boosie and J. Prince.
A lot of people in my DM tripping about my shows in September because I go for my plea August 26th, but that ain't how I go in Fed court. Once you take a plea, your sentencing ain't till 2-3 months after that. So I'm gonna be at every show, of course. I mean, pool party still going on. Still gonna be crazy. Link in the bio for the tickets.
For years, Boosie and J. Prince had crossed paths, two pillars rooted deep in the South's hip-hop power grid. At first, it looked like mutual respect, but soon, whispers turned into rumors, Boosie moving without checking in, stepping into lanes J. Prince considered his. Some said it was about cash. Others swore it was loyalty. Either way, Boosie wasn't about to handle it the way Prince demanded. By the time his arrest hit the headlines, the air between them had turned icy. People close to the situation claimed you could almost feel the quiet satisfaction coming out of Houston. Not on camera, never in the open, but in backroom conversations. Folks swore J. Prince didn't mind Boosie being tangled in federal drama. Meanwhile, Boosie's lawyers started sifting through the evidence. It all came back to that cursed Instagram live. No wiretaps, no snitches, no drug buys. Just a few seconds of grainy footage and the fact Boosie was a felon. His team argued it was blurry, that the waistband flash could have been anything. But prosecutors broke it down frame by frame, enhancing angles until jurors would see exactly what they wanted. Behind closed doors, the word plea started circulating. Federal court isn't the streets, there's no bluffing when they've got time and money to bury you. Boosie faced the hardest call of his career, fight and risk years inside, or take the deal and live to see another day. The offer wasn't soft, it came with probation, restrictions, and freedom on a leash. But it would keep him out of a long federal stretch. In the end, plea deals aren't always about guilt, they're about survival. And when news leaked that Boosie was leaning toward it, J. Prince's name suddenly lit up online chatter again. Did the Houston mogul have a hand in the pressure? Or was his influence making Boosie's allies vanish one by one? The beef wasn't loud, but it was deadly real. You could hear it in the silence, see it in how mutual friends quietly pick sides.
You already know what it is, Boosie Badass. Mr. Sell Out Your arena, Mr. Sell Out Your club. If you won't book me, I need you to get at Jeray. I found Jeray on Instagram. You already know it's only a few people get booked for me. Jeray one on. Let's get this money and let's set it up. You know what it is, Boosie Badass.
By the time Boosie stood in front of the judge, the Instagram live wasn't just a clip anymore, it was the centerpiece of the case. He didn't spill every detail, but the plea meant admitting just enough to seal a conviction. His words were brief, lawyer polished, but the heavy tone in his voice said it all. When he stepped out of the courthouse, Cameras snapped him wearing a tight look. Not pure anger, not relief either, something in between. He knew the deal kept him breathing in the industry, but it strapped a leash around every move. From now on, every flight, every tour stop, every little mistake could drag him right back inside. Out in the streets, the argument kept raging. Some called it a smart play. Others swore it showed weakness. Meanwhile, down in Houston, J. Prince kept his silence, never mentioning Boosie, but he didn't have to. In some battles, silence cuts deeper than words. For Boosie, the war was far from over. The plea deal shut the courtroom door, but it cracked open a bigger one, the chess match with J. Prince. Both men knew the South wasn't big enough for a full-out war, but now the space between them was loaded with silent rules and grudges that wouldn't fade. And that Instagram live, still floating around the net, not just evidence anymore, but proof of how one quick flash on camera can flip the power board overnight.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that shit, hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity, none of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway.
Nobody Prince family in Houston. Nobody, including the cops.
To be this gangster, you know, this mob figure, and everyone has to, you know, in Houston that comes through has to come and check in. But you know, it's very rare that you would see a mobster or even let's say El Chapo or anybody.
Then came the bombshell fresh federal files dropped, loaded with statements showing the government had been quietly building a case on J. Prince for years. For those who've tracked his rise, none of this came out of nowhere. Rappers have been calling out J. Prince and his son for shady moves for years. Allegations swirled that Prince JRB was tied to Takeoff's death and the killing of Duke the jeweler. People even say his dice games in Houston carry a pattern to many coincidences to ignore. And then there's J. Prince Seaster, who's been the shadow target of a federal investigation stretching back decades. The rap game often gets labeled as a quiet cartel, and while he's dodged charges so far, insiders believe that might be about to change. Based on newly surfaced information, the whispers are getting louder. A J. Prince RICO case could be on the horizon. And if it hits, it won't just be another headline, it could rewrite the whole balance of power in hip-hop.
That check-in where he concerned, Takeoff concerned, is a lie. None of it.
Let's break this down. Why might J. Prince be staring down a potential RICO case? More and more names keep getting tied to violent crimes linked to his circle. Federal files already label Prince as the head of what they call a silent rap cartel. If the government dusts off the old case and stacks it with fresh accusations, it wouldn't shock anybody. Here's why that matters. Prince was already painted in past D documents from the late 90s into the early 2000s as a shot caller running an empire under the mask of Rap-A-Lot Records. And remember, RICO laws are designed to snatch leaders who pull strings at the top even if they never touch the dirt themselves. Back then, dirty agents made the case fall apart, but now the feds have new tools, online receipts, fresh witnesses, and industry insiders who aren't scared to talk anymore. For decades, Prince's name has floated around street politics, extortion whispers, and shady dealings. But only recently has he been dragged back into headlines for some very questionable moves. Like in July 2020, when NBA YoungBoy's camp got hit in Houston. Some of his personal items disappeared only for J. Prince to go public claiming he had them and could give them back. To many, that wasn't help, that was flexing raw power.
While we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. Got a bunch of other shit, so Get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good. Waiting on you.
But Youngboy wasn't having it. He jumped on Instagram Live and fired back, saying straight up he doesn't deal with J. Prince or his type of moves. That moment wasn't just about stolen gear, it was a rare public rejection of the influence Prince had built in Houston. For years, rappers either stayed quiet or played along when Prince flexed. But Youngboy's words cracked the silence, showing that not everyone was willing to bow to the so-called quiet cartel.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that shit. Hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity. None of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man.
Then came one of the darkest moments in hip-hop. Takeoff, who was said to be under the watch of J. Prince's own son, Jazz Prince, was gunned down in Houston on November 1st, 2022. The shock rippled through the culture and rumors immediately circled back to the Prince family. Even Kendrick Lamar added fuel in his track Euphoria, spitting lines that many took as direct shots calling Prince Siaster a murderer and taking aim at the dynasty. In the streets, whispers turned sharp, old grudges, family drama, and blood. T.I. suddenly collided, and the questions surrounding Prince's empire only grew louder.